versus everybody. What's going on, people? Let me see if I can just. Looks a little dark in here, even though the light is on. Just want to maybe get it better. No, 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 no. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go with the original. All right. So look, Karius. Okay. What do you know? Is it a surprise? It's not a surprise. A lot of people have been saying he's keeping the shirt warm for Allison. So that's pretty much the kind of vein that I'm thinking in. What bothers me, not even bothers me, it really just makes me laugh because all you see on Twitter is, oh, people need to stop abusing carriers and da 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 da. Look, athletes go through this. If it's bothering you that much, stay off Twitter. Delete your account. Don't look at it. Don't talk to anybody who usually tells you about it. Every player has someone, a relative, a friend, or somebody that keeps them in the loop. I can guarantee you that. You can't keep up with all of it. But that's the problem this day and age with social media. But I have no sympathy for you. Stay off. Stay off of the social media. I don't want to hear you whining about stuff and saying that you're praying for people who wish the bad things on you. Listen, death threats aren't cool, but at the end of the day, most of this is just trolling. It's not really abuse, and it kills me when people say that. And where's the energy for all these young black athletes that are getting literally racially attacked by fans in all parts of Europe when it comes to footy? Nobody keeps their energy for that, but Liverpool fans come out the woodwork, to talk about Karius and how we should all back him up. Same thing happened with Carragher. When the Carragher situation came out and we spit, that's no one even hears about that anymore. Under the rug, no big deal. Flanagan beating women up, talk about it for a little bit, under the rug. Listen, he's not experiencing anything that any other starred professional athlete experiences. Again, the death threats are much. But at the end of the day, these people aren't going to follow up with anything, man. They're not. They're not. They know they can get to you, and by you responding, you're only fueling that fire again. You know what I mean? So again, the death threats not cool, and people are going too far. But that's Liverpool fans. There's no surprise there. That's fans in general, but it's not like Liverpool fans haven't done something this extreme before. I don't need to count the ways to give you examples. So I don't have any sympathy for him though. I really don't. I mean, hopefully nothing happens to him, his family, or anybody close to him. But at the end of the day, it's essentially just people that know they can get up under his skin, and they're doing it. They're succeeding. Now, he needs to just leave Liverpool, in my opinion. I don't think he's ever going to be able to resurrect his career at Liverpool. You just can't. Whether you're getting stuff online or whatever, you'll be getting it at every stadium you go to, home or away. Away fans will give you, home fans will probably give you some stick, particularly away fans. And I don't really know if he can really handle that right now. I just don't. He's been through so much in the last 4 or 5 months, just with the hangover of the Champions League, and then some of these preseason games just putting up straight donuts. So I think it's best for him to just go to a different club, maybe back to Germany. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I don't even know who would really want him. But then when you see rumors that Barcelona want Mignolet, who knows? But I mean, listen, I have nothing wrong with the guy personally. I just don't think he's going to be able to jump back from that. He goes to a different country, gets a fresh start, so to speak. I think he can maybe have some success with that. But even as a number 2, because at some point his name will be called, whether it's in the cup competition game, the off Premier League game, Champions League. I doubt it. I think he'll never step foot in the Champions League game again. But yeah, stop with the abuse stuff. You people you're too quick to, and I don't give a damn. If you have a problem with this, unfollow, thumb it down, leave a comment, whatever. I'm gonna speak my piece on this because it's ridiculous and I'm tired of seeing it. There's no damn abuse going on, okay? So let's just stop that. People need to understand what abuse actually is. That's not abuse, okay? People are literally talking bad about how he plays, maybe using some choice words. Even the death threat, the death threats, as they say. I mean, that's not abuse. It's a threat, and usually it's an empty one. Not many people follow up with threats of professional athletes. It rarely happens. Not to say that it can't happen, but I mean, come on, that you take that stuff with a grain of salt. It's not that serious, in my opinion. So say what you need about it. But what's up, Infraroar? So listen, moving on past that, Sturridge, I got a special feeling about Sturridge, and I could totally be wrong. I probably am, just going by recent history, but I got the strong feeling that Sturridge is gonna do some really good things for Liverpool this season, assuming Klopp keeps a spot for him on the team. Origi, we hear that he's leaving out, and maybe he left already. I haven't really been keeping up with that. Apparently going to Valencia. I forget. Sturridge is going to West Ham. Is that what you said? Sturridge going to West Ham. I didn't hear that. Firmino, Mane, Salah. Oh, so Sturridge starting with those three. Mane, Salah on the wings. Um, Bobby as a 10 and a Sturridge striker. Yeah, no, I mean, I think Sturridge is gonna do some special things. I just saw the interview, front four. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I saw the interview he did about just how he feels like his game is changing, and maybe he's a bit more open to that now. Sorry about the rain if you guys are hearing the noise. It's raining cats and dogs here, but he seems like he's coming around to saying, you know what, let me do the best I can to do what the manager wanted me fully for me to maximize my opportunities, heighten my chances of playing with this team. You can tell he loves playing at Liverpool. He spoke about that as well, just being with the guys with different vibes and different backgrounds that are in that locker room now. So you can see what's going on with him and Naby Keita. So we could have a really shock output this season from Sturridge. I'm not gonna go crazy and say 30 goals or something like that, but um, I wouldn't be surprised if double digits. I just got this feeling. I don't know. I definitely could be wrong, but I got this feeling he might step up and do some bright things this season for us. We could definitely use it. So had that feeling last season for him, and preseason never lived up to it. But I hope this year's different. Yeah, I think we probably all feel that at some point, season after season, ever since 13-14. I mean, that season was so good for him that you just felt it would come again. But last season was last season. You know what I mean? So. While I hear what you're saying, I don't know. It's just something about him, and not even necessarily this connection he's having with Naby or that he scored a couple goals or whatever in the preseason thus far. But um, he looks a little bit more. He looks like he's not playing scared, like he's going. Because for me, for the longest time, he was playing like he thought he'd get hurt again. And I don't see that now. I say that in that second half late, he fell on the ground. He was down for a little bit of time. I was thinking, well, there it is. He's hurt again. So, yeah, he's got great ambition. And somebody mentioned Matip being hurt, and I kind of glossed over it, but it actually is true that it looks like Matip is hurt. I can't remember if it was a thigh or knee injury or something like that. So, well, Matip is made of paper machete. I mean, he's made of paper. He's made of paper. Yeah, Carl, what's up, man? Shout out to you, man, because when you said that, someone else said no, and I was like, it's Carl making this up because I wasn't sure, but you were right. You're right. Matip's fit for West Ham. Matip is hurt. He's useless. Um, yeah, I mean, so I would really love us to maybe grab a center back to be honest, because you're probably looking at Clavon. If Matip is out for West Ham, you're probably looking at Clavon. Which, listen, I don't mind Clavon too much, but again, I'm not trying to start this season with you can't have certain positions lifted, and improved, and then just have positions that aren't great, just not really improved. You can't have that. You can't go in a season like that. So I know it's a World Cup situation, and every time that happens, it presents different challenges for teams, especially getting players back fit, football fit after being off for the vacation or whatever. But I really think we need to get a center back, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah, if we don't, I agree. If we don't, I mean, I'm still optimistic. I'm always really optimistic. That's just how I am as a fan. But it still would be nice. West Ham or whoever. I just don't want to start the season seeing Clavon as our starting center back. Yeah, you could see Gomez and Virgil van Dijk. I don't think we've seen a lot of that in preseason though, so I'm just not sure. Um, that's another thing. We got an issue at right, not an issue, but I would say a good issue at right back. Who starts right back for you guys? Is it Klein? Is it Trent? Is it Gomez? Trent didn't play much with England, if at all. I can't really remember. So he's probably more or less fresh enough, I guess. I mean, the little bit of training he might have done with the English team in Russia. But I mean, he should be pretty good to go. So you're starting Klein. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Klein, and he hasn't really. He doesn't look improved or anything for me. So World Soccer Star starts. Not sure what that means. If Trent is ready, then Klopp will play Trent. Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't be ready. I mean, unless he picks up some crazy knock, I don't know. Hopefully, Genie's back and ready to go because I think he starts easily, in my opinion, first game, along with Fab and Keita, of course. Trent. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. I mean, Trent. I mean, Klein has been there, so he probably will start Klein. But I'm telling you now, that's an issue. And West Ham, I guarantee you, I'm telling you now, West Ham will be much improved than they were last season. I'm telling you now. So, um, I think Masuaku was their fullback on that side. He can press up. I don't know who'll be playing on that side. It could be the Brazilian that they bought from Lazio. Was it Anderson? So I'm just saying, man. There's not much incline that I see, to be honest. Defensively, okay, he might be better than Trent, maybe slightly. Him and Gomez might be better than both of them, but going forward, he offers nothing in my opinion. Can't do Gomez center back and Trent right back. Yeah, maybe too young. Yeah, Klein and Gomez. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But yeah, hopefully Genie's back soon because, like I said, I do see that happening. I'm not sure what's going on with Grujic, if he's going to officially be going to Cardiff City, what the deal is with that. Again, Markovic looked like he might make a roster spot, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? He might make a roster spot of all this time. I used to love Klein and Prob still do, but Trent has raised his. But yeah, that's the thing, and that's the kind of problem you want to have as a manager. You know what I mean? Klein was us, pretty much stuck on right back. When he got hurt, people were panicking, and we all knew Trent was there and available. And I think we honestly all, if we want to admit it or not, probably thought, can he do this? But between him and Gomez, they did fantastic. And I think Trent probably was the standout between those two. Just as far as going forward, the mental lapses, I think Gomez probably had a few more. But yeah, I want Genie Naby Fab. Not really. I agree with that for West Ham. Okay. How about the youngster Nathaniel at center back? He looks decent. He does look decent. But nah. He's a youngster, 21. Yeah, I don't see that. I mean, he's been okay. I was checking out another stream the other day, and the guy who runs the stream was talking about Lallana and how great he looked in the first half. Did anyone see that? Because maybe I just wasn't looking close enough, or I don't know. I didn't really see much from Lallana, but a bunch of Cruyff turns and a very slow, heavy running player with a new haircut. That's all I saw. I didn't see anything that made me say, ooh, that's the Lallana I miss, or I can see him starting as a 10, or no, I didn't see anything special. So I'm not really sure why people tend to hype this guy. How many times he give the ball away? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I honestly, I'll be totally honest. I wasn't really looking at him. You know what I'm saying? And at times that I did, there was nothing that impressed me. It's the typical Cruyff turn that he does for no reason most times. Makes a little space, I guess. And then, balls that were going towards him and maybe a little bit too in front of him. But I want to see the effort. You were looking at Karius? I can't even look at Karius, man. I can't. Anytime the ball, I just assume every shot another team takes is going in. I can't look at Karius. I can't. I refuse to. He's angry with us singing Allison. Well, listen, man. Again, I don't feel sorry for that guy. You got to suck it up, man. You got to suck it up. Play better. You know what I mean? Play better. Stop making the same mistakes over and over and over again. I have no sympathy for this dude. I really don't. And like I said, because I'll go on 1 hour rant. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if the death threats, I'll say it one more time and last time, are not cool. Same thing that happened with Lar when he was getting death threats aren't cool. But let's be honest. Usually no one's planning on following up for that. These are dumb lunatic fans who say crazy stuff as if it's going to make something better. Look, I have no problem with critiquing Karius. The death threats are too much. At the same token, it's not abuse. This is what all celebrity, top notch players go through, one way or another. Whether it's basketball, football, baseball, hockey, water polo. I mean, you're gonna get fans that are gonna go to the extreme with it. You know what I mean? Get off Twitter. It's not that hard. Get off Twitter. Or if you got people who report to you, friends, family, loved ones, hey man, this is what they're saying about. Tell them, cut your phone, or block their number for a couple months or something. I don't know, but figure it out. I have no sympathy for it. I have no sympathy for it. Stay off Twitter. Stay off Instagram. You're good. You shouldn't be on there anyway. Focus on your game. You shouldn't be on there anyway. So, Emperor, tell him to stop posting videos of him in LA licking Cornetto ice cream. Yeah, I mean, and my thing is, live your life, do your thing, but I don't want to. I'm tired of people tweeting all this sob story shit about, oh, he's human. No shit, he's human. Okay, so deal with it. Deal with it. Don't stop lying about it. Stop lying about it. Don't get on Twitter to respond because all you're doing is fueling that fire. Anyway, I don't want to talk about Karius. I shouldn't start talking about him again. Anyway, back to the squad, back to the team. Yes, Matip is, there's no surprise there. He was out for a while. You thought he was good. He had a lot of time off. He didn't play in the World Cup. Neither him or Genie. I don't know why these guys can't stay healthy. And more important, why we haven't brought anyone in. I don't get that. True, he's a handsome guy. He can start him all in career. Yeah, I spoke about that before. I'm sure if he put an ad out, put his picture up, his stats, height, weight, whatever background, I'm sure a model agency would pick him up. Be glad to. We have to win the first 4 games, mate. Listen, yeah, sure. We have to win the first 4 games. I mean, I don't want to be. What are the first 4 games? West Ham, run them off to me. West Ham in order, because I can't remember it right now. Who are the top 4 teams or the first 4 teams we play? West Ham's at home. Who's next? Anybody? Somebody, tell me. West Ham home, right. Palace away, okay. Brighton home. And the last one? Leicester away. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't really see why not. We've said this kind of thing before, but I'm thinking positive, and it's a new international break. Okay, got you. Okay, got you. Yeah. So yeah, it would be. I mean, it would be good. I hate international break is that quick, that soon, but I forget that's how it goes. Yeah, I mean, if we can go to international break, 4-0. I don't think there's a might. I think West Ham will be tricky. Do I think we'll beat them? Yes, but they'll definitely be tricky. They got some decent players in that squad. They already had some decent players in their squad. They're adding more, and that's a decent manager on that side. So you're not going to get, this football that they played a lot of last season. You're not going to get that. So they made pretty good signings. Yeah, they made some really good signings. So, and again, they've already had some players on that squad. So this is not just a bare bones squad that had no talent. It had a pretty boring, talentless manager, but who continues to get jobs all across the UK. But they got players. They got a lot of balls on their team. So if we get off to a quick start, we will smash them. Yeah, and that's what it's about. And I think that's what's. As much as I'm disappointed in not getting a center back to this point, at least, I think Fabinho, I think Allison, being on either side of that defensive line or the back line, I think that really is going to help us. And what happened in the game, I know it's preseason against Dortmund. That shit, I hope we're done with that. I hope we're done. Yeah, fans got to be big at that first game, but I hope we're done with this. Being in the game and then before you know it, we just letting goals in. We gotta stop doing that. So. Omar, what's going on? Much love from Sweden on this special day. Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, Omar. How long you been in Sweden, man? Those are things I want to see improve. And with these new players, with another season under Klopp's belt, most of the same players, more or less. Hopefully, we've learned to clean that up. It didn't look like it in the second half of this preseason game. And it kills me. I love Klopp. I love him so much, but it killed me when he comes out with these excuses about, the weather, and it was hot for both teams. It was hot for both teams. That didn't seem to stop Dortmund from doing what they wanted to do. Now, two of the goals, arguably you can say, were mistakes on our part. Solanke trying to dribble the ball out, getting it nicked off of him. Karius, of course, with the volleyball punch to the other player. So it's not so much lineup changes. It's only two or three at the most. I mean, we're only changing that I can see Henderson and Keita. Um, I'm sorry, Henderson and Ox and Milner, whatever. It's only 2 to 3 changes, I think. And I guess if you think about the center back, because Lara won't be there. I think Trent will make. I don't count the goalkeeper. That's a necessary change. But you know what I mean? Are you just talking about in preseason how we change the guys and there's no consistency with that? Is that what you mean? Like two different teams with 45 minutes in the first half, 45 minutes in the second half? But no excuses, man. There's no excuses. This is Klopp's pretty much third full season. He's been here a good while. All this whole project and all that is cute and cool and look good in the paper. We have to win the trophy. As simple as that. As simple as that. I'll turn this fan on. Kind of hot in here. We gotta win the trophy. We gotta win the trophy. We got the players to do it. So next 2 years, I hope, man. I hope it's this year though. I hope it's this year. But yeah, I mean, I think next 2 years, I think FSG is gonna stick with Klopp for the long haul. I mean, I really do. And I think getting the trophy is gonna be even that much better for him moving forward. And he's got to reverse this hoodoo of finals at some point. So why not do it this season? Why not make it a nice long run in the league, in the cups, in the Champions League. All fronts we should be fighting hard. And again, I might think I'm crazy, but I still don't think the team is strong enough to fight on all fronts. I'm sorry. We lose Emery. Ox is out indefinitely. So I still think that we need some more strength. Genie's up and down. We know that Milner's not getting younger. Henderson is Henderson. Beyond that, in midfield, who else are you thinking? I mean, who else are we looking at? So we could be right back to where we were last season, where we're struggling late in the season in certain cups because we don't have a strong enough rotation situation, in my opinion. The depth is not strong enough. So I mean, I think a lot of people think that we are good enough, and I don't get that. I mean, everyone has a different opinion, but you can't make sense of that for me. Quality improved, not that. Yes, well, yeah, that's fine. We I think the players that we lost, we got in 2 players that arguably you can say, or not. So we didn't lose Ox, but Naby and Ox maybe neck and neck. Naby slightly better, maybe. You think Chan, as much as I love Chan, I think Fabinho will be better in our team than Chan was. I don't know if he's a better player than him, but I think for our team and what we want to do, what Klopp sees going forward, I think Fabinho will be a better option. So adding Shaqiri is cool, and of course Alisson. Those are all good things, but at the same time, you must have depth. And so it's slightly irritating that we seem to be, and again, this is all just hearsay. We don't know, but the window will be shut quite soon. So there's still time to make some moves, but at this point, I would be surprised if we made any. I hope I'm wrong, but I would be surprised if we made any extra moves at this point. But boy, do we need it. Just to get Alisson and sit on that and think, all right, we're good. We're not good to go for the season. We're not. And it's just straight up, man. We're not good to go. So I don't know, man. I mean, there's a plethora of players out there. It's not like there's no one that's not available. You can get a lot of guys out there that are very, very cheap that you can get just for depth. Not even guys that are gonna necessarily, give you a headache about who's starting or not. You know who's starting. You know who's starting every game, but you got to fatten up that bench. I'll give you a prediction in a second. Been a sweet long time. My dad is from Somalia, but we all live and raised in Sweden, where I meet the legend player Glenn Eisen. Nice. You remember the last captain to lead the league? Yeah, nice, yeah. We're in league. We're in Champions League. We're in League Cup. Yeah, we're in all the competitions. Yeah, we're in all the competitions. So, another a plethora of chances, a plethora of different competitions to get some silverware from. So gotta just do it. Gotta just do it, man. I mean, it's all nice and everything that we've gotten to finals with Klopp. Three now. I think it was a League Cup final, Europa, and Champions League. So um, my prediction is um, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say second in the league. I really want to win. I think it'll be close. I think City might nick it. I figured that. I'm going league. I'm Champions League. Why not a final again? And I think we probably bounce out of the League Cups. So I mean, listen, ambitious, optimistic, fine, but I think we'll outdo City this season. I really do. I think City will still be great as far as getting points and beating teams pretty handedly. I think they'll struggle in a lot of games too. This Wolverhampton team coming to the league, they're going to be good. They're going to be special. Fulham is going to be good. Um, I think Arsenal could be decent. Chelsea looks like they're kind of bumping their heads against the road, but they might be okay too. United, say what you want, boring football. Came second last season. That's all I know. He knows how to get results usually. So they'll be in and around it. Tottenham, they haven't made any real signings or any at all, I don't think. But they'll be in and around. They got a lot of players that went to the World Cup. So be interesting to see who they field, what they got. So listen, it's gonna be really really tough again in the Premier League. It's gonna be a really really tough battle to get that top four spot. And Liverpool, it comes down again back to depth. And if we don't strengthen that, that's why I think initially I said second because I think you got to be able to last long in the season. It's a lot of football, So yeah, not pleased with the depth. I'm really not. But Klopp knows better than me. So second league, win Champions League final, FA. Okay, I like that. Yeah, second in the league I think is yeah. It's 2 a.m. and falling asleep. All right, man, have a good one. Um, so yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad with a second. I just want that. I want that league crown so bad. I want that league title so bad, man. As I'm sure we all do. But yeah, I can see second getting to a Champions League final again, and then getting the FA Cup. If we got second, got to the Champions League final, lost again, that would really sting me. But and just won the FA Cup, I'm not gonna say I'd be happy. Or satisfied because we still haven't won the league yet another it'll be for yet another season not winning the league, another Champions League that's consecutive not winning, but we'd have a trophy and we haven't had one of those for long enough. So I would be happy with that. I would be content. I'd be okay with that scenario if it happened. Is what I would say to that. So, but yeah, man, I wanted to come and talk about karius briefly. Talk about Sturridge and just how important he could be, man. If he could just give us a stretch of I don't know 6 months, man. You give us that. You figure August, September, October, November, December. That's 5 there. So, if you give us 5, maybe 6 months without any setbacks, and produce during that time, whether it's off the bench, that kind of a role, or whether you're starting. And again, I think we talked about it earlier. I can see Sturridge starting. If he can continue up what he's doing now and stay fit, I can see him starting as a striker with, Bobby as a 10. So, do you travel to games in Liverpool? No, I've never been to Liverpool, man. I've never been to Liverpool. Plan on going at some point. My son and I, at some point. But no, I've never been to Liverpool. So. Yeah, not much else, guys. Just I'm feeling really good about the team. I think it was disappointing what happened in the preseason game. Not because we didn't win, just because we didn't really apply ourselves, and we had a few chances, but just didn't get it in. And for Royce, it's a great experience. I'm sure it is, man. Stud just know it's so much better than Origi. It's like, it's not even close. But someone on another live stream also said that Danny Ings is better than Origi. Does anybody agree with that? And no shade if you do. If you do, fine. But does anyone think that Danny Ings is better than Origi? Just in general, two football players, not based on what's going on this preseason. So don't think about this preseason. Just what you know from both players, both the shit. Okay, Mane changed to number 10. Is that means he's staying for a long run? Ricky better at this point. I agree, Carl. I don't think there's much. A lot of people are falling for that Mane 10. Look, he might be at the 10. I agree, Carl. It's not saying much, but I'm just saying Ricky. But I don't know, man. Just because Mane's wearing the number 10 doesn't mean he'll be playing in the number 10 role. But also it could. Maybe he'll be in the 10 and they'll have Salah on the right, Shaqiri on the left, Firmino up top. I don't know. That still leaves your bench weak. You know what I mean? So again, if we're thinking Shaqiri is one of the guys on the bench, who else have we got? Lallana doesn't really give me much confidence. Sorry. Solanke, stop it. Origi, no. If Sturridge isn't starting, okay, that's decent. Milner, maybe Henderson, Alberto Moreno, who I think needs to leave the club as well. That's my opinion. Another defender and then a keeper or whatever. So there's just not really much there. There's not much there. I'm sorry. So I mean, we need to really consider bringing some guys in. I mean, I'm sure you can find. Go get Max Meyer in the midfield. You know, what I mean, he's on a free. Just go get him. It's another body. You know, I just don't understand what we're waiting for. I mean, I know you got to ship some guys out, and maybe they're trying to quickly do that, and then get back to maybe bringing some players in. But I mean, I don't know much about Max Meyer, whatever his name is from Schalke, but he's free. If it's 2 there, it's I guess 9 here, 9 or 10. I don't really know, and I can't look at my phone right now for some reason. But it's either 9 or 10, I guess. Yeah, 9. I think it's 9, 9:30, something like that. But yeah, I really hope we're bringing in another player or some other players for cheap, just to fill the squad up, um, and that can actually come in and do a job. How did you become a LC fan? I heard he's demanding ridiculous wages. Seems to be a diva. Who? Who was that? Um, yeah, same Carl. To the question about Liverpool fan, have you ever seen a movie called Formula 51? It's an old movie, early 90s. Samuel Jackson and Robert Carlyle. In that movie, Robert Carlyle has a red Fowler jersey, and red is like, has kind of subconsciously or secretly been a color that I really liked. A lot of the teams that I support here in America were always red. So I had this thing with red, and liver is a kind of a, I don't call it a delicacy, but it's something that folks in my family eat from time to time on special holidays. So you get the liver of the red, Liverpool, pubs. Yeah, exactly. And I love Samuel Jackson. So I was like, let me, at that time I was getting into these football shirts, and I just loved the red and the yeah, I like the bright red, the color, the name, the Liverpool. It was crazy. So around that time, we were doing pretty well. We had the French manager in, whose name I can't think of right now for some reason. But I was a big Heskey fan as well. The big black brother, man. He was just amazing to me. Like, and I think he was so underrated that 1 or 2 seasons that we did. That was early '90s. That was like 90, I guess 4 or 3. No, what was that? I can't remember what year that was. We were great that year, though. We were really good that year. And I remember Heskey played a really essential role in the team that season. Almost kind of playing the Firmino kind of role, in my opinion. He didn't get a lot of accolades, but he had double digits scoring that season. And yeah, that was the season that I really started to get into Liverpool. So either the season that movie came out or just after. Sorry, I can't remember the years. I should know this, but I can't remember the years right now. But it was definitely in the '90s. But anyway, good question. That's my answer to it. So yeah, I mean, we know what it is. Depth needs to be improved. I hate to keep beating it over the head, but it's just true. We need to improve. I don't really see Origi intruding. Yeah, it was a good film. It was a good film, man. And yeah, that's kind of my story. But Origi doesn't really look like he's doing much, so it looks like he's pretty much close to getting up out of there, which is probably good for him and definitely good for the club. But I just don't want to start the season and we have these issues of, you know, How are we going to rotate? And we're looking at the same guys we're looking from last season, which is okay. That's how you build a good team. Your players from last season, you keep them as role players. You try to improve on those players and have them come off the bench. They got to play a role now. Alana should not be a starter. Milner should not be a starter. Henderson, here and there maybe. And then those other guys, rotation. Sometimes maybe you start Lalana, or maybe you start him in a cup game or whatever. Look out the African line, Keita. Yeah. Naby is he's gonna be special. And again, like Klopp said, he can be even better, which is scary. He can be better than that. How we've seen him in a few games of preseason, he can be better than that. And that's just one half. And you can tell these guys' the fitness levels aren't top notch. You can tell he was getting real winded, real tired at the end of the game. But both teams were. It was humor for everybody that was on the pitch. It wasn't just humor for Liverpool fans. So the manager really needs to stop bringing up that as excuses. Look, we gave them 2 goals basically. You know what I mean? I spoke about that earlier. We gave them at least 2 goals. So there's that. But yeah, I just want to see us improve on letting games slip, and more so in the regular season. The preseason, there's all different players playing, so things are going to happen. But that's the 3 things I want to see improved in this new season is the goalkeeping, which hopefully we're on the way to doing that with Allison. I'd say just defending in general, because the next thing I'm going to say kind of goes in with that, and that's just keeping leads. When we have them, or even when we're in games. If we're in a game and it's 1-1 or 0-0 or 2-2, or we're up by 1 or up by 2, staying in the game if it's tied, keeping the game, closing the game off if we're up. We have to start doing that. Moreno's another guy. I said it before, Moreno needs to go. And again, I like the guy. I like his kind of, looks like his energy for life, his love of life. He smiles a lot. He seems like a character in the locker room he would be. I know he's really tight with Firmino. He was really tight with Coutinho when he was there. But I think he's got to go. He's a guy that he has a mistake in him. And I think that's another position that we probably should have been looking at. Because again, it's a long season. You got to have, that next man up has to be at least as good. That's how difficult it's going to be. You got to have a situation where every single game you're thinking, damn, who do I start? Who's done the best in training? Maybe people think I'm being extreme, but that's just my belief. You look at City, they've kind of made the blueprint, no pun intended, where every position they have a guy on the bench who might be even better. At least as good. They just bought it with, how much was Riyad Mahrez? 50, 60 mil? So, they got Sane, they got Sterling, they got, in the midfield, they got Silva. They got 2 Silvas now. They got Riyad Mahrez. They got a lot of guys, forward players. So, he suit more attack mind player, Moreno. Yeah, and I think, he would probably be good. He would probably be good if we played 3 at the back and we just had wing backs. Or maybe even as an attacking midfielder, really. He makes me nervous sometimes with the ball, but he's direct. He's really direct. His shots are a little wild sometimes, but he's very direct. He's usually pretty good with passing. I wouldn't say it's one of his best qualities, but he's usually pretty good. He can get the ball to another player. But yeah, as a defender, no. You can't trust the guy. So now it's Robertson or bust. If Robertson gets hurt, we're back to thinking how we were thinking when Moreno was hurt. And picture that. The idea that Moreno being hurt was something that people were worried about, because there was still this unknown, I guess, for Robertson. But he came on very strong last season, and he became, undoubtedly the best that we had at that position. Actually, Moreno has gotten better, I feel. Before Robertson got his chance, he's been decent, I think. A lot of people say that. I just don't agree, Carl. He may have improved slightly, but he still had that unorthodox kind of play. And that he had those moments where you thought, wow, he might have a rash challenge in the box, get a penalty, miss kick something. He just does silly things. So I agree, slightly he might have improved, but nothing that was anything to write home about. It wasn't an amazing improvement, or it wasn't leaps and bounds from where he went, in my opinion. So, I like the kid, but again, we need to have, it's one thing to have depth, but what's the quality of your depth? So it's not enough to just have bodies in there. They got to be quality. You know what I mean? So, again, the Max Meyer guy can't be awful, I would imagine. But then again, I say that, but there's no other teams really going in for him. So I'm going to check out some transfer news when I get off here just to see what's going on with players in general. But I don't think we should be done. I know we spend a lot of money. I know we filled in some gaps that needed filling, but I think it's really going to be to our detriment if we go into the season with what we currently have. It'd be different if Ox was coming back. If Matip wasn't so injury prone. If we were guaranteed to have a Sturridge that was going to be able to play a good stretch of games, but all those things are unknowns. It's late here in Sweden. Big love, all the fans. All right, thanks, Omar. I appreciate it, man. One love, bro. Keep doing well your channel. Thanks, man. I do what I can, man. I enjoy it. I love you guys coming on and interacting. So, yeah, man. I'm nervous. I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait for the season to start. I just want. Oh yeah, so I want to see the goalkeeping situation better. Defensively, of course, staying in games, and I want to see us be better at taking chances. Now I say that and people might think I'm crazy, but there's a lot of times in games that we should have won by more, or we couldn't win because we didn't take our chances. Swansea game stands out. Swansea played good that day. They played compact. They played defensively, but we had chances in that game. Specifically one at the end with, I think, Lalana, actually. I think it was. So be a little more clinical and take teams to the score. Don't hold up. Keep smashing teams. Smash them. If you're up 3 or 4-0, keep trying to score. I get the whole idea of trying to be compact and just keeping the game in control, but we were getting some of the players now that we can continue to do that. You got Keita, who's basically box to box. He's going to work defensively. He's going to work forward. And you have Fabinho to be really, really that controller and that kind of regulator between the defense and the offense. And so shielding that back line and whoever's the other 8, whether it be Genie or, God forbid, Lallana, Milner, whoever though, Keita is that good that other person kind of just be like a kind of flex player. Utility man. You just cleaning up here and there, facilitating stuff through, because Keita is going to be slashing all up and down that field, man. He's going to be, hands on knees after every game. The guy has a bunch of energy, doesn't ever seem to get tired. So that's how I look at our midfield. And I think with Fabinho in there, with a better keeper, a much improved keeper, I think we can really, really go at teams and not really worry so much defensively. I'm hoping that's the case. In your life? What do you mean in my life? So, again, not signing a defender would be disappointing, but I think having Fab there in front of them with a better, improved keeper could shield some of the issues that we've had in the most recent past. So that gives me a little bit of a little bit more optimism going into the season, not worry so much. So first you said, in your life, wanted wings. Okay, cool. That's what's up. So, oh yeah, I wouldn't pay it no mind, man. It's probably somebody who is on a different name and just on here talking nonsense. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Omar, who should be the captain? Because Henderson won't start. Ooh, I'm gonna go Virgil van Dijk. He's kind of solidified himself as that kind of leader, captain sort of player. So yeah, I'm gonna go Virgil van Dijk. If I had to pick someone else, I don't know if I could. I think Virgil van Dijk has deserved it. Yeah, I think he's definitely deserved it. He plays like a captain anyway, leading by example, kind of controlling games really from way back. So you know what I mean. It's really good. It's really good. Let's see. Yeah, thanks, Carl. All good, man. All good. But yeah, it'll be really interesting. But who do you guys think? Who do you think should be captain? Who do you guys think should be captain? Van Dijk, Allison, Mane, Firmino, Salah. What do you think? Well, not any of them. Is it? Who do you? I think it'll be situational. Well, in some of these cup games, probably have Milner. I mean, I think if Henderson is playing, when he's playing, he'll probably get it. Mr. Van Dijk, yeah. Van Dijk because he's the most vocal. Yeah. I think that's a pretty easy one for me. especially if Henderson isn't starting. I think games that he is, he'll probably. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? How you doing? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I think I think that's I think Virgil van Dijk is a guy that I could see wearing the armband and just leading the team out. That presence he has, his way he kind of patrols things in the back and all over the field really. You've seen him in times when he's come up for set pieces, corners. He's kind of speaking to guys, putting them in the right place, getting himself in the right place. So I plan on seeing a lot from him from set pieces this season. By the way, whether it be somewhere outside the box, whether it be a corner. I think Shakir will come into play there and really be essential for set pieces. Shakir is pretty good from set pieces, so that'll be cool. Yo, Thompson, what's up, man? Great place Liverpool is. Okay. I mean, I've heard mixed things. I don't know if I would look at Liverpool as being a great place just from what I've heard, but definitely, yeah, I want to go see the games. And for Roy, thanks to come back, man. I appreciate that. How many more signings do you think we would need to fill our depth? Honestly, I'd like at least 3. Now that's probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? I like a defender, another midfield kind of player, and maybe another winger. Uh, so I think we need at least 3. I don't think we'll even get 1. You know what I mean? Left wing, center attacking mid, and cornerback. Yeah. Says, yeah, if Henderson and Milner don't start, Virgil van Dijk will probably be made captain. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I agree. Origi for the Celtics is on. Okay, I heard Origi was going to Valencia. Well, I didn't hear. I read it somewhere. But that's cool. That's cool. I wouldn't mind that. And is it true that he's going for 27 million or something like that? That's crazy. If we can get that much for Origi, yeah. I mean, again, if we're, I think the plan is to clear out 100 mil. I heard somewhere. I don't know how we're gonna get that and what players we're thinking about. Maybe I read that wrong where I saw it, but if we're getting money like that for players like that, you got to be bringing somebody else in. So yeah, I would love 3 to answer your question. I would love at least 3 players. I highly think that's not going to happen, but and for worse is if we get a bag of Doritos, it would be brilliant, let alone 27 million. Right. That's funny. That was a good one. Yeah. No, I mean anything would be good for Origi. 27 billion. That's. I mean, yeah. That's hard to believe that we can actually get that for Origi. I mean, that is really insane. So, but I mean, obviously not. I'm not gonna mind him move this bike out of the way. That was gonna irritate me. But yeah, man. Definitely looking forward to the season soon enough. I'll try to watch the game Wednesday. Should be able to watch it. I think it's coming on at a decent time. So see what you guys are saying. Origi used to be brilliant. What happened? I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. It's almost like he caught some kind of he was under some type of epidemic in Germany, and he's season. I say could because I just don't know, but we'll see. 1 a.m. here for City. 1 a.m. Oh, it's 1 a.m. Damn, really? It's crazy. So it must be 8 o'clock here, I guess. Yeah, so that'd be an 8 p.m. kickoff. I'll definitely be to watch it then. And again, I'm looking. Even though it's City, I mean, they're not going to have a super strong team either. They'll have Sane, they'll have Mahrez and a couple other guys, but they still got guys that are regrouping from the World Cup. Wouldn't mind not signing a center back if Gomez has played essentially 3-14 in Sweden. See, I don't think Gomez is going to play with Robertson and Trent. It's a very young back line. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, same, exactly. Anford Roy, it's good for fitness. I wouldn't mind it, but you just look at little glimpses. Yeah. You don't want any more injuries. Want to guys get their fitness level up. but see a decent performance too. Not let a team just get back and beat you like that. Just a lot of clumsy play, in that game, especially in the first half. I mean, the second half team was obviously leaps and bounds better than the first half team. It wasn't even close. Um, I would have liked to see Naby and Fab play together, along with Van Dyke. But I think as the preseason goes on, you'll start to get an idea of who Klopp is thinking of starting, and maybe you'll see their minutes hike up. But with the weather conditions and how early it is, and they're still trying to figure each other out, especially with the new players, I don't think you're going to see anybody playing a full 90 minutes just yet. You might get a guy playing 60 coming up soon, but that's even pushing it, I think. So, but we played well yesterday, which is enough for me. Yeah, played well in patches, I guess. Second half lacked the defense cover. Fabinho. Yeah. No, Fabinho is very. He's gonna be one of them kind of quiet assassins. Like he won't have a lot of flair situations going. Although he could have moments of that on set pieces, or maybe. I mean, he can dribble the ball. He's not just a big, tall, lanky player with a defensive mind. He can dribble the ball. So playing style will be fun. Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. I think we can beat anybody in Europe. So I'm not concerned with that at all. Against Napoli, I think we'll have a good idea which lineup he'll go with versus West Ham. Yeah, is Napoli the last game before West Ham? I thought the last game was it Napoli? Where are they playing that game at? Is that at Anfield? Torino and Anfield, right. I knew it was at some game at Anfield. It's an Italian team. Okay, so Napoli's in Dublin. That's okay. So they're in Ireland for that one. Oh, cool. So, yeah, I think, definitely around those two games, you'll see what's going on. Mystic, what's up? Says, do you think we should loan out Karius and sell Mignolet? Then again, experience back up. I think Karius should just go full stop. I don't know who would want him at this point, but I said earlier, apparently Barcelona want Mignolet. I don't believe that, but if that's true, then hey, anything can happen in this world. I don't want either one of them. I would have preferred to keep Ward, honestly. But I guess Liverpool felt like, you know what, we don't want to drag this young guy any further. They knew they were bringing Allison in. They probably feel Karius is a little bit farther than Ward as far as progression or just skill. I don't know. So you got to imagine you'll keep one of them. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure. But I think Karius should go. And mainly just because I don't think he's really, the confidence level is obviously shot. And I think that, you know what I mean, if he can get a fresh start somewhere else, that might be the best for him in his career. And again, stay off Instagram, stay off Twitter, and you'll be okay. Just worry about your football. That's part of the problem. Worry about your football. Don't respond to this stuff. And I think you'll be okay. So, but again, I'm super relieved over that goalkeeper situation because just imagine going into the season with Karius, making these mistakes in preseason. Like, come on, man. Stevie G on manager. I don't know, honestly, and a lot of people aren't going to agree with this. I know how scouts are, fans and all that, but I'm kind of shocked that he gets a job. I mean, there's so many guys who've been at this for a long time, especially people of color. Black managers that have been at this for a long time, and Stevie G just gets it based off of what? He managed Liverpool youth squad for a while, but that's it. So look, it's not that big a team, but and that's really Celtics league, so they're not going to do much. But I mean, all I can say is I wish him the best. He's getting a lot of Liverpool throwaways. And that's the thing too. Like people talk about Kent and how he's so amazing, and why do we keep putting him on loan? If he was that amazing, trust me, he would not keep going on loan. So guys like him and Harry Wilson, and look, they don't cut it. They're not cutting it. Woodburn is just barely cutting it for me. Curtis Jones is one to look for. Curtis Jones, Camacho, those are two other guys that, again, if they can keep up what they're doing in the preseason, you might get that name on your shirt, man. You might get that name on your shirt. So if they can keep that up, you never know. I mean, look what's happened to Trent. Even Gomez to an extent. So these are the times that, again, that's really what preseason about. These youth players to see what they can really show the manager and show us. You know what I mean? Show the fans in general. So Camacho and Curtis Jones have been pretty steady, pretty decent. Very impressed with their maturity. So, you never know. Woodburn, I'd like to see a bit more from him, man, honestly. I'd like to see a bit more from him. He's supposed to be this hot prospect and playing for Wells and scoring goals over there. He's going to be the next whatever. And I'm yet to see that. So, need to see him step up a little bit. You would trust him with your wife? Oh, okay. Wow. I'm not going to touch that one. But okay. Hope Allison doesn't flop. Oh, I hope that's not a jinx. Damn, Mike. Yeah, I think he's the best footballer. No, I mean, obviously I agree. I hope he doesn't flop either. I don't think he will. Jones is really good. Ojo should go, in my opinion, not good enough even for Fulham last season. Yeah, I can't really argue with that. I think it's more of me just wanting him to be good enough, but you're probably right. If Allison flops, yeah, a lot of people saying the goalkeeping coach should go. Yeah, or should be put on trial. Yeah, I mean, look, there's some truth to that. I mean, every keeper we've had under him has been pretty unreliable at one point or another. So, if he, I mean, obviously, if Allison doesn't do well, especially early on, then those would be the things you've seen on Twitter or on these YouTube platforms. Um, but obviously, it's a possibility, but I don't think we're going to have issues with Allison. Um, he'll make some mistakes, hopefully not that glaring, not so big of a mistake in big matches. But he's a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers make mistakes. The best goalkeepers in the world make mistakes. Oblak has made mistakes, trust me. David De Gea, mistakes. Courtois, obviously mistakes. That's what I want to ask. Who do you guys think the top 5 keepers are in the world? All right, Omar, take it easy, man. Top 5 keepers, no particular order. Just give me your top 5. If you had a top 5 list of keepers in the world right now, today, who would you go with? I think that's an interesting question because there's some questions of, is this guy considered world class right now for keepers, or did he just have a really good season and he might be slightly overrated, or maybe we're hyping him too much. Oblak, De Gea, Manuel, Ter Stegen, Courtois. Okay, that's what I've been seeing and hearing a lot actually. I think people will say Manuel, he didn't play at all this past season, but you still got to put him in the top 5. Ter Stegen is good. I guess I don't know if I think Courtois had slightly fallen off in my opinion, but had a really good World Cup. But so did Hugo Lloris. Lloris is prone to making some mistakes as well, but I think Lloris is like definitely top 8, 10. I really think he's a good keeper, and I thought he had a really good World Cup as well. So, but I think that's a good list. Definitely Oblak. Definitely De Gea. Allison is definitely top 10 at least. Yeah, I would say top 10. I think what he does this season could really make or solidify his spot maybe higher. Thompson says De Gea, Courtois, Oblak, Ter Stegen, and Allison right now. Okay. So you don't even have Manuel Neuer in there. Are you saying that because he didn't play most of the season? Is that why you're not putting Manuel in there? But no, I think that's most of those lists are probably pretty much the same. Okay, pretty much the same. Maybe one keeper out, one keeper in. I'm trying to think who else I've heard or seen that somebody put in there. Allison was Brazil's number one. Yeah, he was. Even before he was number 1 for Roma. That's true. That's true. Yeah, definitely top 10. Yeah. See, I think Edison is just outside of that top 5. Or even can interchange. I mean, Edison is a good keeper. The only time he didn't look good was against us. Over the course of, was it 3 games we played them? 4 games. 4 games. Away to them, Anfield, and then 2 in the Champions League. So, we got at him in 3 of those games. So, what I mean? I think Edison is really good. I think he's really good. So, but this is one of my longest lives in a while, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Go look at some transfer rumors, look at some LFC rumors. But thank you for everyone's in here. Carl, Omar, Mystic Man, Thompson, There's a new guy in here. Yosh? How do you pronounce that? Yoshi? Is that Fat Albert? Love it. Love that picture. Who else? I don't want to miss anybody. Anford Roy was on earlier. Carl said Omar Thompson. Yeah, all you guys, man. The troll sign off, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.